This is Tuesday the 30th of September Reflections. Today we started off with musical theatre, so we did the usual workouts that we do, and then we did vocal practice, so we just went over all the harmonies again for some people in the harmony group that had missed it the week before. After that we then went on to dancing, so we went over all the choreo, then Caroline split us into groups, and we went over as groups our choreo. So I'm in the what's it called? Waterloo section. So I do the Waterloo dance. That dance is first, so we mainly worked out like the Waterloo section of the dance and then what other people behind us are doing and where they're stood. Because the Waterloo section has a lot of like partner bits and stuff like that. And that was the end of musical theatre. We then went into Ghosts in the Gardens groups. So me, Neve and Rosie created our script. So we used ChatGPT to help us figure out kind of a basis of how we wanted to go. So we put our description of what we wanted to kind of happen into AI. Then it gave us like a script, and we took parts of that script that we liked, like lines and stuff. So then we created the script using some of the lines, but we also then fixed it to work around what our idea was, because obviously it gave us a brief thing, but it wasn't suitable to do in the format that we're doing it. So we had to switch a few things around, and then we practiced briefly kind of how we wanted to block it based on the area we've picked. So we picked the Italian Gardens, as we wanted a big wide open space so we could play around, because we have a bit of a scene where we play Tig and Giggle like as a timestamp kind of. After that we then spoke about how to act out it and using slow motional movements and using sound effects, which can be effective to create like the scary atmosphere. We also got told they need to be about 5 minutes long, and we had to think about like what kind of costumes, if we needed lights, sound effects and music and stuff like that. So in as we discovered, do we have voice notes? So we asked lovely Tom E to record our dad voice notes, which obviously we will need a speaker for that. We also figured that me and Rosie are going to be kind of in darker costumes and quite the same to show that we're siblings and stuff. And then Neve's going to be in a red, maybe, top to show that she's the dead one. After lunch, we then played a few games. So we played Grandma's Footsteps. So that's basically where we all sat on one side of the stage. Matt sat on the other, and we have to go grab the object. But if Granny sees us move, then we have to get sent back to the beginning. We then played Run to the Wall. So this is where some people go, they get spun around, they have to close their eyes, and they have to run and trust us. They have to run at full speed, and we have to tell them when to stop. And then we played Vampires. I love this game. So everyone's has their eyes closed. Matt picks a vampire. We all walk around with our eyes closed and our arms out, and if the vampire squeezes you on the shoulder, you have to scream, basically signifying to the other people kind of where the vampire is. Then if you're out, you help the other people make sure they don't crash into anything. And then when it gets to less and less people, the circle gets smaller and smaller. After that, we went into our Shakespeare groups. So we practiced just basic scenes, trying to figure out blocking, stuff like that. So we didn't really do much, but we just needed to make sure we kind of made sure everyone could be where they needed to be. So with blocking wise, like if Juliet's on one side of the stage and the next scene is on the other, that wouldn't work, because maybe it's a short scene, so she wouldn't have time to get to the other side of the theatre. So we've kind of mapped it out where Juliet kind of stays in the same place, as she's always in the same place, besides when she's in the friar's cell, which is on the other side of the stage, but she has enough time to get there. And that was the end of Tuesday.